I recently ran into a problem with my Craftsman garage door opener where it opens like normal when I use the remote, but for some reason it won't close. So I'm in the garage now, and I do know that the remote will still open the door from the outside when I'm about 1 or 2 houses away. The main issue is that once it's open, the garage door won't close when using the remote. As you can imagine, this becomes a hassle when I back my car out and then I have to get out of the car to close it with the wall button. Eventually, I identified the issue and my problem was fixed with a new circuit board. And I'll show you how to install one later on in the video. But here are some quick things I want you to do before thinking you need a new circuit board. Check the wiring on the LED safety sensors. If these are lit up and you can cut the beam off, these aren't the problem. Also look to see if there are LED bulbs in the garage door opener. If the bulbs are LED, then take them out and put regular bulbs in. That's because LED bulbs emit signals that can block the remote, so it's a good idea to use only regular bulbs here. The last thing to check, and this is an important one, test to see if the garage door remote will work while the light on the motor housing is powered on. This was my problem. When my garage door opens, the light comes on. I eventually figured out that when the light is on, the remote won't work. My temporary workaround was to use the light button on the wall switch to turn off the bulbs, and after many tests I was able to recreate this problem. When the light was off, I was able to close the garage using the remote, and there'll be a click sound when the light turns on or off. But when the light was on, the remotes completely stopped working, including the keypad. This meant the circuit board has malfunctioned and it needs to be replaced on my Craftsman garage door opener. So here's how to remove and replace the circuit board. First, unplug the motor. And on the side panel, there are 4 screws that need to be removed. But before doing anything else, take a picture of the wiring and control settings for later reference. Okay, now take out the light bulb and unscrew the wire terminals to loosen them up. Having a picture of where the wires are connected will help when the new circuit board goes in. Now take out the 4 screws holding the control panel to the motor housing. As far as skill level goes, please don't worry. Replacing the circuit board really isn't difficult to do, and anyone can do this even if you don't have any experience. I'll even list the circuit board in the description so it's easy for you to find. Gently pull the wire connector from one side and then the other until it slips off. And here you can see the new part compared to the one I just removed. The one issue with this is that the new one seen at the top of the screen has a different size faceplate than the original, but that's really not a problem. All I have to do is swap the circuit boards and the problem is solved. First, I'll remove the 5 screws that hold the circuit board onto the original faceplate. This is really easy to do and all you need is a Phillips screwdriver. Then take note of the wire colors and then unplug the spade connectors on the light socket. Doing this completely detaches the board from the faceplate. Now I'll just repeat the same process on the replacement part. All I really need is a circuit board. I'm not exactly sure why they package a whole faceplate with the board. Seems like it would be less waste if they didn't include both pieces for people in my situation. But in any case, this still works for me. After the screws are out, I'll have to disconnect the remaining 2 wires. Except this time, they're a bit tighter, so a pair of pliers can really help out here. Okay, now it's time to put the new circuit board onto the old faceplate. At this point, I can just go ahead and reverse the entire process. Hopefully you took a picture of the wires on the light socket, but even if you didn't, I think the wire spades are different sizes to help you get the right ones on there. Then, take the 5 screws from earlier and use them to secure the board in place. I hope you're able to see how easy this repair is. At just under $100, the circuit board was a bit more expensive than I expected, but it's definitely much cheaper than having a repairman come out to do this. Now compare the blue adjustment dials and set the new board exactly the same as it was on the old board. After this, the assembly is complete. Reattaching the faceplate to the motor housing is easy, but the most difficult part is plugging the wire harness back in. There's not much slack and not much room to get the fingers in there, but I'm confident you can do this. As far as the screws go, the shorter ones go up on top and the longer ones go on the bottom. And please stick around because at the end of this video, I'll show you how to reprogram the wireless remote and keypad. This circuit board I'm using works on my Craftsman as well as Chamberlain, LiftMaster, and Sears garage door openers. When the faceplate is secured, refer to the picture you took earlier to help reconnect everything to the terminals exactly like before. Last thing to do is screw in the light bulb and plug the garage door opener back in. And because this is a new circuit board, the wireless remote needs to be reprogrammed. Here's how to do it. Locate and press the sync button once on the motor housing. With the LED lit up, press and hold one of the buttons on the remote until the light bulb blinks once. That means programming was successful, and now my wireless remote will be able to open and close the garage door. Now let's get the keypad programmed. Start by pressing the sync button on the garage door opener. Now type in a 4-digit PIN number and press and hold the enter button. The garage door opener will blink once. Then press the enter button on the keypad again and then the door will operate like normal. And now my wireless remote and keypad will open and close the garage door even when the light on the motor housing is on. And even though the remotes now work, you'll also have to reprogram the garage buttons in your car in order to sync them. I have video tutorials for my cars, but you'll need to consult your owner's manual for the vehicles you own. If this video was helpful, please give me a thumbs up and hit the subscribe button to stay up to date on all my weekly videos.